do people, how do you work with in an environment such as the one that we have now?
I don't think it's impossible. I don't think those changes make that type of protest impossible to organise now. I think it makes it harder. I think it means that it needs a different type of organisation, a different type of planning, a different type of briefing for people. But I'm not sure that necessarily makes it impossible. I also don't think that something needs to be there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to have that rhythm and that momentum. But I think the offering people a place where they know they can come at a regular time on a regular basis helped keep and carry that momentum and keep people involved.
And then one of the questions that is being asked across campaigning organizations is, how do we get more young people involved in campaigning? And this question is being asked right now throughout across campaigning organizations. So
I think what's really interesting, I think what came across in a lot of the interviews that we did for this project, and we tracked down and we interviewed, in the end we interviewed about, I think, 91 people who had been involved in the non-stop picket. They ranged in age, or at the time we interviewed them, they ranged in age from their mid-30s to their mid-80s. So the people who were in their mid-30s would have been about 11 or 12 at the point when the non-stop picket ended, so that people are sort of Helen's generation and a couple of others. But a number of those young people said that actually one of the things they really valued about taking part in the non-stop picket was the fact that they were allowed to take responsibility. That there was a process of informal political education that took place in the group, and the group organised all sorts of educational activities to enable people of all ages to find out more about the history of apartheid and to make informed arguments in their campaigning. But young people were given responsibility. They were allowed to take the lead on particular pickets, were allowed to be the chief steward on particular shifts, to take the lead in organising rallies and protests, and to take initiative, not just to do what they were told, but to actively be part of the leadership of the group. And I suspect, in some ways, that's it. But I also think being lively, being interesting, being noisy and fun, in the form it took, helped make this look an exciting place to be. And again, because the picket was always there, because people over time developed very close friendship networks through the group, people returned as much for those friendship networks as they did for the politics. Which is not to say they returned for apolitical reasons, but to recognise that it was never just the politics that got them to come back.